What is up, all Scott Casey Dale's World of News and Entertainment? This is Scott Casey Dale here. Today, I'm going to give you my recap and review of Vice Principals Season 1, Episode 4, entitled One for the Money. And it was yet a fantastic episode. They showed a lot of Danny McBride and Walton Goggins this time. This episode was way better than Episode 3. Okay. Let's begin with the recap, shall we? Things are not going well for Dr. Belinda Brown. Her house has burned down, her sons are misbehaving, and students from rival school Percival High have defeated North Jackson. The vandalism is part of a decades-long rivalry between the schools. North Jackson doesn't have a beaten rival in a homecoming game for 9 years. And so both students and faculty seem resigned to lose again. Brown forbids any more from retaliating, which bothers Gamby because he's a fan of tradition. He is also the only person who seems to think North Jackson can win, and his desperate hope is endearing. Goggins Russell declares that the rivalry is the best way to destroy what's left of Brown's resolve. He and McBride's Gamby joined the Percival High Schoolers on the next round of graffiti in order to make it personal. So they each don sheep masks that don't quite match the students, but they blend in enough to get away from spray paint horrible things about Brown all over the school. The crew also has a flock of sheep running loose through the hallways. It's a fun scene that echoes Russell and Gamby's whirlwind of destruction in Brown's house last 2 episodes before. Despite Gamby's desire to take down Brown, he doesn't want to do anything that hurts North Jackson. He tries to stop Russell from smashing the school's trophy case and only spray paint things directly related to Brown. Later, he tells Russell that he's not willing to take down Brown at the expense of the school. Russell doesn't care and would burn the school to the ground. If that's what it took to get back at the woman when he loves so much, the characters are starting to become fully developed. Russell seems to hate everyone and is a bona fide sociopath. Gamby is a bumbling idiot but wants to do what's best for the school. He also longs a better relationship with his teenage daughter, which is kind of sweet. Brown's character is also fully developed in this episode. The opening sequence depicts a brawl with her sons at the hotel where they're staying. The 3 of them end up yelling and wrestling with one another on the hotel walkway, where a very traditional family of 4 sees them and hastily goes into the next room. Brown can't control her boys, who really want to move back to Philly. Seeds of doubt are planted in her head, as well as the fire investigator. She tells him that she believes the cause of the fire that took place in the house was arson. She blames the boys who love to play with fire and have plenty of motive to burn down the house. Later, when she breaks down crying after the second round of school vandalism, her boys reassure that they didn't do anything. While there have been evidence of Brown's accomplishments, there hasn't been much shown of her skill as a principal up to this point. After the sheep running and a subsequent visit to Percival High, she decides to take matters into her own hands. She attends the school's not-so-pep rally and takes the microphone. Her speech is profanity-laced and a little stereotypical regarding her race and gender, but it's also fantastic. She launches into a rousing monologue about the school pride of not letting anyone put her down. By the end of it, the entire gymnasium is in a joyous uproar, and Russell and Gamby realize that their opponent has some skills. Everything comes down to the big game. The principal of Percival is a sacred tale of upper class entitled feminism, and seeing her face off against Brown is delightful. In order to ensure that North Jackson loses, Russell attempts to lace the team's water cooler with LSD. Gamby stops him and the 2 wrestle over the cooler. Both of them get soaked with the LSD-laced liquid, and the look of horror on Russell's face is perfect. Gamby is in his typical ignorance, doesn't understand until Russell tells him that the LSD can also be absorbed through the skin. The two of them try to maintain a semblance of calm while going out to watch the football game. The acid trip is hilarious. North Jackson wins the game. Brown runs onto the field and is carried by the team. She is a hero now, a martyr. The school has embraced her, which will be much harder for Gamby and Russell to take her down. Gamby doesn't seem to mind though, as long as North Jackson won. His loyalty to the school is above all else, will likely be an important thread through the series. Best moments. After the second attack on North Jackson, Brown, Russell, and Gamby take a trip to Percival High School. The school is polar opposite of North Jackson with lots of money and massive pep rally. Percival's principal is pumping breast milk when a trio barges into her office, and it's both hilarious and uncomfortable. Gamby's affair with teacher Miss Abbott continues. The two have an interlude into the genital closet, and afterwards she channels her inner stage 5 Klinger. Gamby, is an attempt to get her off her back, tells her he loves her. It's a mistake that'll cost them. Dr. Brown's speech is great. Despite the awfulness in the previous episode, the characters turn out to be much more three-dimensional. Also, Gamby and Russell's acid trip is great. It's ridiculous without being over-the-top psychedelic, and when the two eventually hide under the bleachers to watch the game, it's perfect. After North Jackson wins, Gamby turns to Russell and asks him how long they have to stay there. Russell deadpan replies, "This is our life now." I would give this episode 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, way up. This episode was way more funnier than last week's episode. This episode had more Walton Goggins. I mean, Danny McBride and Walton Goggins are killing it on the show. They are doing a phenomenal job. Comment down below in the comment section. Tell me, Scott Fusicale, what you thought of this episode. So, and now in the next episode 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So there's 5 episodes left. And season 2 will be the final season. Yes, like I said in the series premiere review, Vice Principals will have 2 seasons only, because it's more like a mini-series. Anyway, subscribe to me, Scott Fusicale's World of News and Entertainment. Subscribe to my best close friend, BB717. Then subscribe to Jade's Films, to Concentrate 14. Subscribe to Nation Wrestling Shooters, MWS Revolution, MWS Network. Subscribe to the Events News. So follow me on Twitter at WillFillNO1. Subscribe to Global Smith Entertainment, Small Screen Scene, and Godzilla Hawk. Use the classy, live long and prosper, and peace out. Also subscribe to Mitchell Miade as well, and NF Punk, and Will's World Entertainment.